Yeah. Hang on just a second, Wesley. Your voice is not transmitting, so we're gonna have to redo everything we just did. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what just happened. So they can hear me just great, but no Wesley. So give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna work on fixing this. Right, for sure. All right, no, there you go, Wesley.
Am I with you now?
Yes.
The whole introduction was just totally thrown out the window.
It was bogus. It was bogus.
Let's try this now. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to coverage of the Robbins Racing Indy 500 test day. This is test day, practice day. You got about a 2-hour practice session as we show you some of the best drivers of the NTT IndyCar Series AI version on the Iracing server in preparation of the big race on Sunday. That's right, it has now been moved to a Sunday afternoon here to match that flair of the greatest virtual spectacle in racing. I am Wesley Outland. We've got Cody Deemers alongside, and Cody, I just said this without the people hearing me, but now you can all hear me. This is, if you've never put Indianapolis on your bucket list, I've been there several times. It is truly a remarkable facility. If you've never been there, you need to do so. But this has got to be a special race for you, especially being an Indiana boy now.
Yeah, man, I live about an hour and 10 minutes from this racetrack. It's just up the road. I've been to the Indianapolis Speedrome, which is right around the corner. Where I'm actually taking my father-in-law this year. We're going to go watch the Brickyard 400. We've already got the tickets, and we're gonna go sit in turn 3 here in the infield and watch the race. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be my first time to the track. It's crazy enough. My wife and him used to go all the time to all the races back then, and they sit in the same spot. The last time they went, my old lady dropped the stakes, so they haven't been back since.
He dropped the stakes?
Yep, she dropped the stakes that they were supposed to cook.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's party foul, right? That's like a party foul.
Hey, right. That's like dropping a beer.
That's right. Well, anyhow, we want to say thanks to Robbins Racing. This is the Indy 500 practice session. And as we get closer and closer to Sunday, obviously, here it is. If you got a chance to practice, you better practice now, and you better have a really good session if you don't mind, Cody, because this is pretty much going to set the bar for your qualifying tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, practice is, crucial. I mean, and there's always, having too much practice. I mean, you go out there and you run so many practice laps that you wear your car out and it's no good. I mean, but there's also to a point of not having enough practice and being able to, not know what your car's going to do, and then you get out there and you're out there and playing with the butterflies, picking flowers in the left field of the baseball field.
We are at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the world's greatest race course, and let's tell you a little bit about this facility. It is 2.5 miles. There is the short chutes on the racetrack that are about an 8-mile length, quarter-mile turns, all the way from the east to the west end of the speedway. Long, lengthy straightaways, and they are exciting and fun. The track is going to be intense, no doubt. As we look at open practice going on now, they've got an hour and 47 minutes remaining. They started with a 2-hour practice session, and right now, as we can see, Jack Harvey at the top of the board, 41. That is 226.7 miles an hour. But I promise you, though, there are more drivers on the racetrack as you're on board with Jack Harvey now, Cody, that will speed past 230 miles an hour and even possibly into the 240 mark.
Yeah, this place is intense. I mean, this is like Winchester for me. I mean, Winchester is intense. I mean, it's fast-paced. You're wide open, and these guys are basically wide open. I think they lift just a smear midge. I don't think they lift a whole lot. I mean, And you can do that with all these aerodynamic wings and, you know, the downforces, the wings on the front, the wing on the back, the side panel wings. I mean, there's so much, and then you're only like 4 inches off the ground too. So, you know, you're more or less going to take flight before you do anything. I mean, it's definitely, you know, a different race car. And, you know, we're seeing Jack Harvey, and I did a little testing with the cars earlier in the week and last week and the weekend, and I think your guys are going to be for a shell shocker of a race. I mean, these cars put on one heck of a race.
Now we want to remind you, join us tomorrow. Is it going to be at the same time tomorrow night, about 8:30, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it just kind of depends on my work schedule. I mean, I go to work at 7 sometimes. Like, I didn't go to work till 12, so that's kind of why I got off today. We're trying to beat the rain. We got some severe thunderstorms coming in this tonight and tomorrow, so it's kind of hit or miss. We're shooting for 8 o'clock, but it could be around the same time, maybe a little bit later. So I'm not 100%.
I would say let's just go ahead and go for 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow and Thursday for covered qualifying. Obviously, qualifying tomorrow will lock in the 30 positions. 30 spots will be locked in tomorrow, just like the real deal. And then that last chance qualifying will be on Thursday night. And anybody that's on the outside looking in, they will try to hustle to make that final positions of 31st to 33rd. Remember, 30 positions lock in tomorrow in qualifying for the Robbins Racing Indy 500. Everyone else will go into that last chance qualifier, and I promise you there will be drivers, Cody, that will be going home. Right now, I think there's 35 on the entry list. 2 will not start.
Yeah, for sure. And as we see right here, this is the guy, Wesley. This is the man that actually qualified on the pole for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500 in the real live version. So, and right now he's sitting 5th, so he's not far off. As we see his fastest lap is a 41.572, but he's still got to pick up a little bit there. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I want to say it's Schwartzman. But
Robert Schwartzman. Robert Schwartzman is his name.
And
yes, sir. Robert Schwartzman.
He's got a lot of picking up to do if he wants to get the pole here in the AI inaugural Indy 500.
And by the way, I want to let everybody know that this is the AI version. Basically, it is the artificial intelligence of the real drivers of the NTT IndyCar Series on iRacing here for the Robbins Racing Indy 500 practice day. This is open practice day. Right now, Jack Harvey over the rest of the field, including Marcus Iracing, Kyle Kirkwood, Ed Carpenter, Marcus Armstrong, Robert Schwartzman right now, Joseph Newgarden, 2-time winner, followed by David Malukas, Kiffin Simpson, Alex Palou. In the number 10, by the way, Alex Palou. Sitting in that 10th position, there's Joseph Newgarden in the Shell Pennzoil Rotella T entry for Penske Racing. And they work their way back down across the front straightaway, across the yard of bricks. And we put another lap on the board. Weather conditions presented by Stagger Pro Motorsports. A beautiful day here in Indiana on the iRacing server. Sim temp is 86 degrees. It is 7-mile-an-hour wind speed. Track temp, though, Cody, is up in triple digits, already hitting 117 degrees. It is clear conditions here at the world's greatest race course.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a big 117 degrees. That's hot. I mean, and it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna pick up too. Later as the day goes on, and it may get cooler. But I think the track temp's gonna go. It's gonna gain about a degree or two. But definitely gonna be a loose little racetrack here, and I should say little. A loose big racetrack, I should say, and it's definitely gonna be interesting to see. And Wesley, I gotta ask you this. How big do you think the track's gonna change from tomorrow, and then even on Sunday?
I mean, it could change to, cloudy conditions. There could be a chance of weather. You never know what type of weather you see in Indiana. Hell, you live there. You know what it's like.
It's
sunny,
bipolar.
And next minute it's cloudy and chance of storms and in 75, 80-degree temperatures. You never know what you will experience at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway right now. Jack Harvey is the driver that is at the top of the board in the open practice session here for the Robbins Racing Indy 500. 41.451, 231 miles an hour. Now, Graham Rahal just pops up to second on the scoring pylon with a 41.456, 230.5 miles an hour. Marcus Iracing coming in to the pit lane now. He's right now third. Kyle Kirkwood will follow, as well as Ed Carpenter, your top five. As we see now, Graham Rahal on the racetrack. There he is in the number 15 machine. And you're on board with the driver now. Graham Rahal currently trying to find speed. He's currently now up to second, and boy, did he just find it in a hurry.
Yeah, he's only 5/1000ths right there, just busted off of a lap. 5/1000ths. That's like a photo finish, Wesley, if they're side by side. So definitely Graham Rahal, and I believe Graham Rahal is one of the best IndyCar drivers in my opinion. I believe he's married to, I think, Courtney Force, one of the Force, John Force's daughters, and so definitely been around the IndyCar scene for a very while. And Wesley, I want to take a look too at somebody else, Ryan Hunter-Reay. See, we got some people in the chat there rooting for him as well. Jonathan Sessoms, he's been telling me all week since I told him about this. He hopes Ryan Hunter-Reay can put it in victory lane, and I don't know too much about Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Yeah, Graham Rahal, currently the 36-year-old, and he is married to Courtney Force, John Force's daughter, originally from Columbus, Ohio. Father to Bobby Rahal, you think of that name, and the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing Program. That's the driver, Graham Robert Rahal, that we were just talking about now. Will he be able to bypass Jack Harvey? Right now, he has not done it yet. And then you were talking about Ryan Hunter-Reay, who I think has probably one of the most famous names in all of motorsport. Ryan Hunter-Reay, the 44-year-old. Of course, ready to see what he'll do on the track. Ryan Hunter-Reay, somebody was talking about him. Currently 18th on the board in that DHL number 23 entry. There he is. Watching him on board around the racetrack from Dallas, Texas. Ryan Hunter-Reay. Who is your favorite in the AI Indy 500? Jonathan Sessoms going with Ryan Hunter-Reay as he works his way down past the yard of bricks across the start-finish line.
And
it
what?
Is Harvey, it is Rahal, it is Iracing, Kirkwood, and Carpenter. No change to the top five. And Ryan Hunter-Reay really had to get off with the gas in the short chute. He lost some time there in this practice session there, Cody.
Yeah, for sure. And Wesley, I'm going to go ahead and give my pick here in practice. I'm going to go with Joseph Newgarden. He is, and I've been watching him for a while as we see him coming to down pit lane there. And Pennzoil guy. And I don't know, his name stands out to me. It's different. Newgarden. Yeah, I'm going to go with him. And Wesley, I believe he's the one that, I want to say he's won an Indy 500 as well.
Two-time winner. He won the 107th and 108th running of that Shell Pennzoil Gallagher number 2 machine. The driver originally from Nashville, Tennessee. The 34-year-old has won the Indy 500 before. And there is Stingray Robb. We're watching him now on the racetrack, seeing what he'll do on the clock. Stingray Robb. One of the Blackhawk machines in that number 77. The driver, of course, in the Delara Chevrolet for Juncos Hollinger Racing from Boise, Idaho, as Joseph Newgarden is on pit lane. Marco Andretti, you think of the Andretti name. Marco continuing to build his legacy. The 38-year-old, a part of the Andretti Global Racing Team. Only fitting. Michael Andretti, Mario Andretti, and the driver out of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. We're watching now what Marcus Iracing will do around the racetrack, currently down third in the practice session. As we go from Marco Andretti to Marcus Iracing.
Oh, the orange car, I believe that was Christian Ramonzo. I had the Christian part right.
Lundgaard.
I had
Christian Lundgaard. Yeah, Christian Lundgaard.
It looked like he got a little loose there in the corners, trying to get underneath Marcus Eckerson. So he goes to the inside of him there.
Christian Lundgaard, 23 years old, standing 6 feet tall from the Kingdom of Denmark. In that Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing entry, number 45 with the number 7. There he is, Christian Lundgaard. Marcus Iracing, we just talked about him a moment ago. He's down third. Obviously, Marcus Iracing, a Swedish race car driver, if people did not know, the 34-year-old. Driving for the IndyCar Series for Team Andretti. From Kumla, Sweden. And there's Christian Rasmussen, Santino, Ferrucci, just some of the names we are watching now. And believe it or not, they are starting to catch more speed, except nobody has been able to jump the top of the scoring pylon and bump Jack Harvey just yet, with still over 90 minutes remaining in practice, Cody.
Yeah, no, Jack Harvey definitely out there, and I wouldn't say he's in another zip code. I mean, Graham Rahal is right there, in that zip code. Then you got Marcus Eckerson, that's 37, 1,000s behind him, and then you got Kyle Kirkwood. He's right there in that 4th position. He's still underneath that, that second. The top 16 are within Jack Harvey. I mean, it's still, practice is still, a long ways from being complete, I should say. And the top 5 all right there together and not too far off each other.
Kirkwood just a moment ago, he's in the top 5 as we go back to Graham Rahal. Of course, Graham Rahal, another lap. He's on the short chute of the racetrack. Connor Daly. Well, it's hard to keep up with every car we're showing. They're flying by so quickly. It's Connor Daly now, the driver there in the Chevrolet entry from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's a hometown driver.
Yep.
From Noblesville, Indiana, the Junco
30 minutes
racing entry.
30 minutes up the road from my house. This guy, I actually met him when I went to IRP last year. I think it was last year before last, and at the ARCA truck race, and I actually met him there. And nicest guy you ever met, you could ever meet in the world. And like I said, he's only about 30, 45 minutes up there in Noblesville from me. And I've actually met him. He come down 2 years ago and run the 500 sprint car tour at Anderson Speedway. And he's a talented and dedicated open wheel racer.
A lot of people didn't know this, but he is also the son of former Formula One IndyCar driver Derek Daly. And believe it or not, Connor Daly has also dabbed a little bit in the NASCAR world. He's ran in all 3 national series in the Craftsman truck, the NASCAR Xfinity, and the NASCAR Cup Series a time or 2 in his career, but he just has a niche in these Indy cars. Connor Daly now up to 13th as you see the number 76 from Indianapolis, Indiana. Working around the racetrack again for Junco's Hollinger Racing in his first full-time season with the team. Joseph Newgarden has now clinched the top of the board. In practice, Joseph Newgarden, the 2-time defending Indy 500 champion.
He must have went in the pits and found some speed underneath that pit stop, because he put a blistering lap down there with a 41.441, Wesley.
The two-time IndyCar Series champion in 17 and 19, and if that wasn't enough, in 23 and 24, he won the greatest spectacle in racing. And now in the Robbins Racing AI Indy 500, Joseph Newgarden, top of the board, 41.441. 41.441. That is 225.8 miles an hour. And he is still not done finding speed as he's on the west end of the Speedway, heading now down the front straightaway past the pagoda.
And this view right here is like probably the perfect view. As you see him, we're actually looking from the infield bleachers, and to me that's one of the best sights. I mean, if I was sitting in the bleachers, that's where I would want to be. Would be right behind pit road, Wesley. You're on the inside. You can see a lot more. I mean, you don't have a catch fence in your way. I mean, it's just an amazing view there, and really anywhere around this place is amazing.
The driver out of Nashville, Tennessee. 31 career wins. He's, by the way, the winningest active American driver, tied for 10th all-time list. One of the great stars is right now Kyle Larson. There you see Young Money. And everybody knows about that driver, that hot shoe. From Elk Grove, California, the Missile. Young Money, Kyle Larson of that Hendrick Motorsports program entry.
And Wesley, I want to talk about this man right here. Scott Dixon didn't even make a lap at the 109th running, wrecked under pace laps. I mean, how defeated can you be? You know what I mean? Like, you've worked so hard, biggest race of the year, you know, national television. I mean, this is national stage. This is their, you know, their big race of the year. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than the Indianapolis 500, and then to wreck out on not even like a lap, pace laps, and destroy your race car. I mean, that's got to be a defeating moment.
No, you're right. From New Zealand, Scott Dixon. From Auckland, New Zealand originally, now resides in Indianapolis, Indiana. A six-time NTT IndyCar Series champion, 2008 Indy 500 winner Scott Dixon holds the most wins of any active driver at 58 wins, ranking second all-time in the NTT IndyCar Series. He was also a 2024 Motorsports Hall of Fame of America inductee, and he's driving for, of course, Chip Ganassi Racing in that PNC Bank Honda number 9, coming down the front straightaway. There goes Scott Dixon. Right now, 25th, 42.589 the last lap. It is Newgarden, Harvey, Rahal, Renus VK, Marcus Iracing, your top 5. We are stepping away to take a break. More coverage from the Robbins Racing Indy 500 Open Practice when we come back on Elevated TV and CRN.
Welcome to Elevated Television. We are home to the Pitfall Podcast Tour, the Madhouse Racing League, and if you are looking for a league or in a broadcast company looking to shine and show your name out there, look no further than Elevated Television. We do more than just broadcasting. We also do quality edits with HD picture quality and more. Here in just a few of what we do here over on Elevated Television. Overlays. We do all forms of racing from late models to NASCAR. So if you're a league owner looking to get your league out there, look no further than Elevated TV. Make sure you check out Elevated Television on YouTube, Facebook, and more. And since we are elevating your game, high-quality sim racing broadcast since 2022.
Don't forget, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the inaugural Robbins Racing AI Indy 500. As we welcome you back on this Tuesday evening to practice day here at the world's greatest race course, the racing capital of the world, Cody Deemers. I am Wesley Outland back here with you. And Joseph Newgarden, no change, has climbed the top of the scoring pylon as you look at the D&M Lawn Care top 5. What a time for Joseph Newgarden. Another driver, though, that has climbed into the top 5 there, Cody, is in 4th, and that is Renus VK.
Yeah, Renus VK went from deep. He was actually way back there in the back and jumped to the top of the board very quick. I mean, a lot of these guys are starting, that have been sitting at the top of the board. They're going to the bottom. I mean, and these guys that are at the bottom, they're coming to the top as well. So definitely going to be interesting to see, if there's going to be any more guys. I mean, you still got Helio Castroneves, Takuma Santola. I'm sure I butchered that name, but
Takuma Sato.
You're going to see. I'm sure you're going to see people as his name, Pato Ward.
Pato Award.
Names of that nature are going to, I'm sure, jump to the top of the board as well. And
yeah, I'm actually surprised that, Takuma Sato and Pato Award, Scott Dixon, Felix Rosenquist, Helio Castroneves, a 4-time Indy 500 winner. These guys have not started to climb into the sessions yet, much less. But we were talking about Renus VK. Let's go on board with him. He's 4th. On the clock in the number 18 machine, and there he is. Renus VK, 4th in the number 18, originally from the Netherlands of Worford, now from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Entering his 6th season of the NTT IndyCar Series 2020 IndyCar Rookie of the Year. He drives for Del Coyne Racing. After 5 seasons with Ed Carpenter, he is also a graduate of the Indy Next by Firestone. And right now, the Askroyd entry is doing really good down the front straightaway. All the different camera angles you're seeing. And one of the things that we also got to hit on is, normally, like the road courses, you see the big wing, the big rear wing, the big front wing. Not at Indianapolis, as you see from high above the flag stand. They've got small wings on the rear and the tail, on the front as well. And that allows these cars to get really, really quicker, Cody.
Yeah, and there you see the rear wing, and we'll show you the front wing. There you see it as well. And, I can vouch for the wing. I feel like the wing, it can help you, but it can hurt you. Here, it helps you. It keeps the rear, it gives you more rear downforce, to keep these cars wide open. Whereas at, places, small tracks like Iowa Speedway where the NTT IndyCar Series goes, places like that, you're going to want a bigger wing. A wing doesn't really help you there, I feel like. It's, if anything, it hurts you because it keeps the car down more. So definitely, the wings can make a difference, but they can also not make a difference. And another big problem with the wing is if you wreck and to break the wing off, your day's pretty much done because you're not going to be able to keep the speeds near what you need to be.
Back here at the world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we need to pause very quickly for 10 seconds of station identification if you're listening on the radio on CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Welcome to Elevated Television.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN. We are.
Back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we roll into the continuation of practice here for the inaugural Robbins Racing Indy AI 500. This is open practice day along with Cody Deemers. I am Wesley Outland. Thank you for joining us here at the world's greatest race course, 2.5 mile Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We talked about the weather conditions about a half hour ago. Let's see where we are now. Thanks to Stager Pro Motorsports and It's not changed at all, Cody. It's still the same.
Definitely not changed at all. That track step's still at that 117 miles an hour. Yeah, well, 117 degree temperature, and hasn't really changed. Look at Newgarden, Wesley. He has went faster. He is 41.249. Wow, what a lap!
Yeah, what a lap indeed. I love the sound of those cars as they fly by at speeds of 220 plus miles an hour. Let's, by the way, give you your top 10 right now. Joseph Newgarden at the top of the board. It is Delara IR18. It is Jack Harvey second. Graham Rahal third. Renus VK fourth. Marcus Iracing is fifth. Kyle Kirkwood is sixth. Ed Carpenter seventh. Marcus Armstrong is eighth. David Malukas is ninth. Robert Schwartzman, who was the real-life Indy 500 pole man back a month ago, he sits now in the top 10. Kiffin Simpson, Will Power, Declan DiFrancesco, Alex Palou, Connor Daly, Christian Lundgaard right now in the top 15, top 20. Let's keep it going here for you as they are rolling on, including Alexander Rossi, Felix Rosenquist, Santino Ferrucci, Scott McLaughlin, Nolan Siegel, Callum Eilot, Kyle Larson, Christian Rasmussen, Ryan Hunter-Ray, your top 25. Then it's Colton Herta, Stingray Robb, Marco Andretti, Scott Dixon, Louis Foster, Takuma Sato, and Pato O'Ward, along with Elio Castroneves and Jacob Abel. In some shape or form, Cody, all of the cars of 34 entries have been on the racetrack.
Yes, for sure. And, you know, you're going from Joseph Newgarden with a 41.249 to, I believe, Jacob Abel is running a 42.505 in 34th. So that's a big difference, I mean, in the top 34. Your top, 20? Your top 21 are all in 41s. Everybody else in the 42s. So field is very tight. I mean, over half of it on top of each other. You know, I mean, Newgarden now, I can say, Wesley, is in another zip code.
Yeah, Joseph Newgarden right now getting faster and faster. If you were just wondering, he just put down another blistering lap, 41.249. as a 235.8 miles an hour lap, and that is quicker than the 41.451 earlier by Jack Harvey and Graham Rahal. And obviously Joseph Newgarden is the fast man here in the Firestone P1 spot in the open practice session right now here at the world's greatest race course. Look at them getting side by side. Looks like they're in tandem racing style. Come on, guys, it's only practice. But it is getting very exciting out there watching these cars race as Joseph Newgarden continues to lead them on the east end of the Speedway. And there you see now the driver of that beautiful looking machine, the green and black car.
Yeah, that green and black car, Jack Harvey, he's been top of the board up until Newgarden taking it away from him. So he's definitely trying to find some speed. I mean, yeah, this is just practice, but you still, Wesley, you still want to be that fast guy. You still want to have them bragging rights going into qualifying knowing, hey, I've got the fastest car in practice. I mean, you definitely want to, you know, have the bragging rights to say that.
Jack Harvey back out there. Ready to see what he'll do, of course. Now trying to fly by some of these guys. Jack Harvey's car. The driver, of course, from the United Kingdom, from Indianapolis, Indiana, originally from Masonham, England, two-time Indy Next Firestone champion, runner-up, British driver to Jack Harvey, and the Dreyer and Reinbold Racing Cusick Motorsports entry.
Here's a guy I know. He used to have long hair, Will Power.
Oh yeah.
Definitely another talented IndyCar driver, and I don't think
Australia.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever won an Indy 500 though.
He was, actually. Will Power, a two-time IndyCar Series champion, and he was the 2018 Indy 500 winner. Holds the record also for the most career pole positions in IndyCar history with, believe it or not, 70. 44 career race wins for the man from Toowoomba, Australia, now resides in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. And there you see Colton Herta right now on the racetrack, ready to see what he'll do in his practice session. The number 26, the driver from Valencia, California, now calls Las Vegas, Nevada home. And Colton Herta right now in the top 26 positions right now. He's at current 26. Jacob Abel now watching him. By the way, Colton Herta in 2019, Cody, was the youngest driver ever to win in the NTT IndyCar Series. He was 18 years old, 11 months and 25 days whenever he won that race.
Wow, that's crazy. Definitely a talented driver for sure.
Jacob Abel, we are now showing him. We want to try to highlight every guy on the racetrack, and some guys are coming in there making adjustments. They pull off, they make adjustments, they go back on track again. There's Jacob Abel that we were just talking about. And now we go back to Connor Daly.
Hey, look, Alexander Rossi, top of the board, Wesley, 41.226.
How about that, Alexander Rossi? He will go to the top of the board of the number 20 machine. From Nevada City, California, now from Indianapolis for Ed Carpenter Racing.
And this is it.
10th gear, and look at Alexander Rossi now, 41.226. That's 2/10 quicker than Joseph Newgarden was a moment ago.
Yeah, Alexander Rossi, 8-time race winner. He made history by winning the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 in 2016. And also, Wesley, he became a Rookie of the Year in 2001. And also, cool little fact about Alexander Rossi, he actually pursued a Formula One dream, racing in 2015. He also has won in GP2 World Series.
And right now, the 20 is at the top of the board. Fast in open practice session. Remember, this is the only practice session that they get. This is the only session that they'll get whenever they come back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, tomorrow and Thursday. It is qualification.
Also, Wesley, I want to point out something about Alexander Rossi. He actually has his own podcast, Off Track with Hinch and Rossi. Check it. So that's pretty cool. And he's also has competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the Baja 1000. And the Baja 1000, if you've never seen that, that's cool.
And by the way, I don't know if we were talking about people with podcasts. Connor Daly actually has a podcast as well. Connor Daly, and we were just talking about drivers with a podcast. I believe he is the man that hosts the Dirty Mo Media podcast called Speed Street. Yes, there it is. Eric Daly's son, Connor Daly. And that right now, he's on pit road. There's Ed Carpenter. Quiet night for Ed Carpenter so far, but Cody.
And Tracy Brown said, since I'm currently working on some house plans, he said he's going to pull for Carpenter. So
there you go.
Carpenter, he is. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up stats on him. He is from Indianapolis, Indianapolis. He is from another Indianapolis, Indiana driver. So that's cool. All of these and all these guys are from Indianapolis, Indiana.
True oval specialist, definitely does not get to race that much, but when he can, he definitely takes advantage of it.
He's got 206 career starts and 3 wins out of his entire career in the IndyCar series. He's a Pacers fan also, so his Pacers better step up if they want to win the NBA Finals, because they lost last night.
Couldn't believe the way they played last night. My goodness. Easily gave that damn win to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
That is for sure.
And there is that entry right there, the car guy, number 33. That's Ed Carpenter. He's currently in the top 10. And the Guy Care, I think it's a car guy. It's Guy Care. Guy Care, number 33 entry. Right now, it is, again, Alexander Rossi, top of the board. Joseph Newgarden. He is on pit road again, making adjustments, whatever's going on. He's right now second. 235.8 miles an hour, 41.249 seconds. The best lap here so far. Rossi 41, 226 is now Marcus Armstrong moving into the top 10. Right there, the number 66, Cody, is up to now 9th.
Yeah, the guy out of his hometown, Christchurch, New Zealand, another Indianapolis, Indiana resident. And looking strong guy here tonight. He's not too far. He was sitting about the 23rd, 24th position early on. He's moved his way up into the top 10. So he's right there. He's on that bubble. He's right where he needs to be. And Wesley, remember, only the top 30 lock in tomorrow. Top 30 lock in tomorrow. Everybody else has got to go to that bump day.
You're exactly right. That's the way it stands. If you do not make it in from tonight or tomorrow, top 30 lock in. Everyone else will have a chance to re-qualify to lock in those final 3 spots on Thursday. And then remember, they take a break and they don't race until Sunday afternoon. 2 Eastern, 1 Central for the inaugural Robbins Racing AI Indy 500. And it will be live on Elevated TV and on the Community Radio Network. And also, don't forget about 4Y Motorsports, the ARCA Series on Monday, and back at it again after Father's Day this past Sunday. Happy late Father's Day to everybody that had a great one. We will be back with you with the Season 3 continuation of the Leadfoot Racing League Late Model Stock Car Series. And that'll be a good one coming up on Sunday as well, Cody. And that'll be the Robbins Racing AI Indy 500 at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then later on in the night, we will have it, I think it's 8 Eastern, the Leadfoot Racing League Series event. Yep,
they'll be at North Wilkesboro for the throwback night. And we're actually sponsoring $25 to the best throwback scheme for the throwbacks. Me and you actually get to, you and Scott Shives, I should say, get to pick the best throwback between you guys, and whoever has the best throwback that you guys like together gets $25. So plus they're giving out a $10 pole award, and it's going to be a good night.
There you go.
Currently on the track, Lewis Foster from England resides in Indianapolis, Indiana, and he's actually going for Rookie of the Year this season. Wesley Allen.
Those absolutely amazing, talented drivers as they work their way again. Lewis Foster, or Louis Foster, actually, if you want to say it right, it's Louis Foster. Connor Daly. Just not seeing anybody as we're closing in on an hour remaining in the practice session. We're not seeing anybody trying to compete with Alexander Rossi or Joseph Newgarden or even Jack Harvey's times. There's Felix Rosenquist. And Rosenquist right now on the top 20. Yeah, very unusual to see him now not up in the top 10. But remember, this is just practice. As again, the Carmel, Indiana driver, originally from Sweden, for Meyer Shank Racing, working around the racetrack. And he is actually kind of in a racetrack, if you will, trying to see what he can do. Cars around him on the track there on the back straightaway, Cody.
Yeah, the 2019 Rookie of the Year, the 2015 FIA Formula 3 European Champion, trying to find some speed in that number 60 machine, sitting 19th on the board, not where he wants to be with a 41.800, and definitely got a long ways to go if he wants to catch that Alexander Rossi number 20 with a 41.226.
Talented young man right there. And Rosenquist just has not been able to climb in the last 10 laps or so. This will be a fun. Wow, there it is. Oh, yeah. From the Tag Heuer start-finish line, yard of bricks, we're up in the pagoda, high above in the 5th floor. Cody and myself, Wesley Outland, with you as we're closing in on an hour remaining in Robbins Racing Indy 500 AI Open Practice Day. We're taking a break. We got more from the world's greatest race course when we turn, closing in on an hour left at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on this Tuesday night.
Community.
We're back at the world's greatest race course here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There you see the speed shot from the front straightaway, flying into turn number 1. And the sights, the sounds, the speed, the excitement. That is IndyCar on Elevated TV. And for those that are listening on the radio, we welcome you as well. Coverage tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. On Thursday as well, Wednesday and Thursday, qualifications for the 500. Top 30 lock in tomorrow. Last chance qualifying and bump day on Thursday. Sunday afternoon, 2 Eastern, 1 Central. The Robbins Racing AI Indy 500. Join myself, Cody Deemers, and driver analyst Braxton DeWeese calling the race on Sunday. Cody, it's going to be a good one. It'll be a special one. Again, that's 2 Eastern, 1 Central on Elevated TV and CRN if you want to listen on the radio.
Yeah, for sure. Braxton is pretty pumped up. He's actually going to start helping us here on Elevated TV with some of the races, the AI stuff when he's free, and even come in and do some of the real races with us when he's free. And he is actually going to race in the excuse me, I'll get out in a minute. The July 4th Spectacular for Leadfoot Racing League. So he's actually going to use one of his drop races for Icon Cup Series that he does, and he's going to come over and race with the Leadfoot Racing League and try to win some big money on that July 6th weekend, and that's going to be fun with that. And then next weekend, he's actually going to be coming here in town to Indiana. He's going to be at Winchester Speedway with me on June 27th, and then we're going to go watch the races at Anderson on the 28th, and then he'll be helping me again on the 29th of June at Winchester. So that'll be for the Rich Vogler Classic on Friday night, and then the Tom Bigelow Showdown on Sunday night as well. So if you're in the Winchester area and you want to see some open, since we got open wheel Wesley, we might as well promote it. If you want to watch some 500 sprint car tour, and I know Ryan Newman will be there. I've heard Tony Stewart's actually going to be there. Going to be a lot of big names. Tyler Rohrig, a bunch of new names, and going to be fun, interesting, and you get to see sprint cars go 140 plus miles an hour around the world's fastest half-mile racetrack in Indiana.
Yeah, that is a absolutely fun place, whether it's the Winchester High Banks in Indiana or the Anderson Speedway. Always enjoy the show that they put on there. And of course, this one is closing in on, a matter of fact, less than 10 seconds from now. 5 seconds from now. 1 hour remaining. So this is now officially happy hour here at the world's greatest race course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in preparation for practice night for the Robbins Racing AI Indy 500 qualifications tomorrow. As Cody mentioned, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, tomorrow and Thursday. And then, of course, the race on Sunday afternoon. For Leadfoot Racing League for North Wilkesboro, late model stock car series that is built in popularity. It'll be throwback night, all-star night. Get it ready on Sunday as well. As right now we watch Will and Dale coming off of the east end of the speedway, down the front straightaway, across the yard of bricks. Let's pick up some more drivers. And honestly, Cody, this last hour of practice, it seems like now these guys are in race mode. This is actually racing conditions, watching some of these guys practice around the racetrack now.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely, you're not really seeing anybody pick up any. You're actually starting to see more guys get faster as they go on. As there was only from the 26th position, Wesley, or the 26th position down to the 33rd position. They're the only people not in the 41. So these guys in the back are starting to pick up, and from first to 26 is separated by a mere second. I mean, you can't get any closer to that. And then it's the conditions are getting to where it's cool. As we take a quick look here at your daytime weather, look at the track tent, Wesley. It's cooled down 5 degrees.
So the virtual sim temp has stayed the same, but the track temp has dropped down to about 5 degrees. It was at one time 117. It's now 112 degrees, and the wind speed is up to 8 miles an hour now. And one thing I'm noticing as well is here comes massive cloud cover down the front straightaway. We're seeing cloud cover now hover over 16th and Georgetown, right at the entrance of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And you can see now in certain parts of the racetrack, there's cloud cover. And then in other parts, like on the west end of the Speedway, hitting the backstretch, the sun drenches them. Now they're back in cloud cover again. So this is really going to be something to watch on the handling of these cars.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to see anybody get faster now. I think you're going to see people that are they're going to be preparing themselves for that 200 lap run. As we look at Graham Rahal, he's been on the track now, Wesley, for 78 laps since his last pit stop. So I think he is setting his sights in on that 200 lap. He's getting a good stint run here, of at least probably 100 laps to see what his car is going to do. I don't think you're going to see anybody shooting for that fast time to see, what they can do for qualifying. I think it's now going to be, hey, we got to figure out what we're going to do for 200 laps tomorrow, Sunday night.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the oval track, 2.5 miles. It's a 5/8 mile straightaways, 2 8-mile straightaways, known as the short shoot, and then those 4 quarter-mile turns. And the track is obviously considered relatively a flat by American standards, but high banked by European standards. The turns are banked at 9 degrees and 12 minutes. That's what they call it.
And I want to give a big shout out. I just checked in on our Facebook. We're live on my Facebook too, Wesley. Chris DeWeese, that's Braxton's dad. He said excited and can't wait for June 27th through the 29th. He said good evening, Cody and Wesley, and woo!
Yes, Chris, and obviously Braxton. I'm looking forward to working with him in the broadcast booth on Sunday for the Robbins Racing AI Indy 500 here on Elevated TV and the Community Radio Network. And Braxton DeWeese have called many races for him. I think of the S&P Cup Series and other leagues.
The Regal Performance with him and Justin Brooks putting on a fashion in that race at Nashville Fairgrounds.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely a talent man. Alexander Rossi is still the fast driver in this practice session. As we continue on, the driver in that number 20 machine from Nevada.
Look at this.
California. Oh, this is like race day traffic right here. Well, whoa, contact, hold on. Oh, I thought we were going to have our first wreck of the day in practice. This is on board.
Not going to have the speed on the front stretch.
Who is this?
That's Alexander Rossi we were on board with.
Okay. I think to help our audience, because they're not used to these types of cars, it probably would be a good idea to put the little nameplate on the bottom there.
Yeah, like
that's Rossi's car. Yeah.
We'll keep it up there so you guys can actually see it. Definitely a little bit of contact, though, there, Wesley. Thought it was going to get good in the neighborhood for a second.
Yeah, I think you're driving the car. I think you have the car that Alexander Rossi drove last year. Rossi was actually in a car number 7 this year for Aero McLaren. That's Chevrolet LAR IR18. And right now, Rossi at the top of the board, 41,226. There's Joseph Newgarden. Anybody got anything for the Shell Powering Progress Team Penske Chevrolet from Nashville? Right now, he is second. 2-time Indy 500 man. 2-time 500 winner. And right now, there he is, working around the racetrack. Another lap on the west end of the Speedway through the short chute. Coming back down out of the quarter mile off turn 4, down the long 5/8 mile front straightaway. Here's something to think about, and you might not know this. The other night, there was a broadcast done by Elevated TV. Cody did it, and it was on the 5/8 mile Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. That racetrack, the length of that racetrack, Cody Deemers, and in short track standards, that's a pretty damn big racetrack, like Myrtle Beach was back in the day.
Right.
That racetrack is the size of just the front or back straightaway here on distance at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's how big this place is.
That's crazy to think that. And that's it stretched out, or is that just the track itself all the way around?
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway straightaways are 5/8 of a mile on the front.
Oh
and the
my
back.
goodness.
Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway is 5/8 of a mile. So the length of Nashville's racetrack in total is only the straightaway size of Indianapolis's front or back straightaway.
That is crazy. And we're getting word that Braxton is in the lead of his ARCA race right now at RRP. So,
oh, there you go. Woo. Rock and roll.
A talented iRacer. He actually got to, the hydroplane boats, Wesley? Like you see on water, the real fast boats? He actually got to drive one of them a while back. So he's got a video out on his YouTube page. If you go check out Braxton DeWeese's YouTube, he's got a video of him driving a hydroplane boat. And he said that was probably the coolest thing he's ever done. He actually had to do like capsule training and stuff like that in a swimming pool. It was pretty cool.
Connor Daly right now. You're watching him go around the racetrack. He's 22nd. Driver out of Noblesville, Indiana, the DRR Cusick Motorsports Chevrolet.
And Wesley, look who's actually went. I know we talked about him earlier, Marco Andretti. He was 30th when we talked the last time. Look where he's at now. He's in 11th. He's almost cracked in the top 10.
And we showed Kiffin Simpson just a moment ago. There's Marco Andretti now. Marco Andretti now into the top 10. He's just outside in 11th, trying to get to.
Kirkwood just went to 3rd.
Boy.
Kirkwood just cracked himself into the top 3. He was sitting 5th. Now he's jumped up in front of Harvey and Rahal. So maybe he was doing the race runs early. Now he's doing time lapse, Wesley.
Kyle Kirkwood. Watching him around the racetrack right now from Jupiter, Florida, the Auto Nation, Andretti Global Honda. Here he comes down the front straightaway. He's in 3rd. Ready to see what he can do as we close in on the final 50 minutes in this practice session. This is the ever important practice session because when they hit the track tomorrow, they're only qualifying. That's it.
And Wesley, I want to explain how we're going to do qualifying just so everybody knows. So basically when we come live on the air, we're going to have, qualifying. They're going to get 4 laps, or it's going to be a time session. Instead of them getting laps, they're going to have, a half-hour qualifying session. They're going to have 30 minutes. That means, Wesley, not like the normal where you go out there and you run 3 laps and you go. Since iRacing doesn't allow us to be able to do single-car qualifying like they do, we're going to do a timed qualifying stint. We're going to give them a half hour. They get to go out there and make as many laps as they want and try to put down the fastest lap they can possibly put out. And then Bump Day is going to be a 15-minute session on Thursday. 15 minutes for them guys to go out there and bust down a lap.
So basically, here it is. Tomorrow when we go live, they will have a 30-minute. So they'll have a 30-minute practice and then a 30-minute qualifying basically tomorrow?
Yes.
So when we come on the air, they'll be practicing and then they're going to go on the clock and qualify. Only the top 30 will lock in that 30-minute time slot session. Yes,
sir. That way, we get an hour. We get an hour TV time. These guys get an hour TV time, and they also get a practice session due to iRacing not being able to allow you to do single car qualifying with the AI.
So there you go. Tomorrow, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 Central, qualifying around 9:30. 8:30, or I'm sorry, from 9 to 9:30 it will be practice, and then qualifying. Top 30 lock in. Everyone else at the end of the 30-minute qualification session will have to work their way into the last chance qualifier day on Thursday. Kyle Kirkwood, there he is. He's right now 3rd. He is getting quicker, but he has not climbed and bumped Rossi yet. The man from Nevada City, California. The Aero McLaren Chevrolet. And there we see now Ryan Hunter-Reay from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in the DR Cusick Motorsports Chevrolet. He's right now 33rd. He has got to find speed because if you counted tonight as qualifying night, he would be the last man to start the race on Sunday.
Yes, sir, he would be. That is for sure. So, I also want to point out the man that just went from 16th to 6th, Alex Palou. Everybody's starting to jump, Leslie. These guys that were deeper in qualify or in practice, they're starting to jump to the top of the board. Palou goes from 16th to 6th.
Alex Palou, there he is, from Barcelona, Spain, the DHL Chip Ganassi Racing Dallara Chevrolet IR18. There he goes around the track in the number 10. And right now, he has got quicker. He has found speed. He's now up to 6th. 45 minutes remaining in this practice session here at the world's greatest race course in Indianapolis. David Malukas on course. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, David Malukas sitting in the 11th position there, Wesley. Definitely trying to find some speed, that is for sure, in that number 4 machine. Definitely got to pick it up a little bit, not much. He's almost into the crack the top 10 with a 41.539. So definitely right there for sure, but definitely got to find some more speed as the driver for AJ Foyt Racing.
Yeah, David Malukas from Indianapolis, Indiana, originally from Chicago, driving for AJ Foyt, a graduate of the Indy Next by Firestone program. Finished second in the points in 2021. David Malukas right now just trying to find speed here as we close in on the end of our hour remaining. I haven't done this in a while. Let's go ahead and give you your full field rundown of where we stand right now in practice right now here for the Robbins Racing AI Indy 500 Open Practice Day here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alexander Rossi, top of the board, 41.226 seconds. That's 42.903. And he's 243 miles an hour. We talked about speeds picking up into the 40 mark. 243 miles an hour for Alexander Rossi. Joseph Newgarden is second. Kyle Cookford is third. Jack Harvey, Graham Rahal, top 5. Alex Palou, Renus VK, Marcus Iracing, Ed Carpenter, and Marcus Armstrong, your top 10. Then it is David Malukas, followed by Marco Andretti, Christian Rasmussen, followed by Robert Schwartzman, Nolan Siegel, and 4-time winner of Indy, Elio Castro-Neves, Louis Foster, Kyphon Simpson, Will Power, Devin DiFrancesco, your top 20. Scott Dixon is 21st. Callum Ilott, Takuma Sato, Connor Daly, Bono O'Ward, Christian Lundgaard, Felix Rosenquist, Santino Ferrucci, and Stingray Robb, your top 30. Then it is Scott McLaughlin, Jacob Abel, Ryan Hunter-Reay, and Colton Herta. Somebody just made a massive climb up
Kyle
the
Larson
scoring pylon, and it was Kyle Larson, who just went into 18th position. He just climbed.
I watched it.
Up the scoring pylon.
Yeah,
wow.
Oh, and look who just went to 3rd. Wow.
Ilott finding speed. Callum Ilott. Unbelievable. From Cambridge, England, the Aero McLaren Chevrolet Dallara Callum Ilott has now moved into the third spot in the scoring practice session. Wow.
Everybody's starting to pick up big time here late on here in the practice. And Wesley, I got to look. I want to see if the track temps changed any. Look at there. Even the air temps changed. Air temps dropped a degree.
Started at 117, now down to 108 degrees.
Almost a 10-degree difference there, and then the air temps went down 1 degree at 85 degrees. So definitely has changed there, and the wind speed kind of fluctuate between 7 and 8 miles an hour. So definitely a big deal there for that.
And by the way, remember when we came on the air, Cody, we started with clear conditions. Now, partly cloudy is what we're finding.
Yeah, and let's see. Colton Herta, one of the cars that will not make it. Remember we said earlier there'll be 2 cars that will not make it. Colton Herta is one of the 2.
Thanks for those that are joining us. Thank you, Chris Deweese. Appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well as well. Understanding Braxton Deweese in the lead, 25 to go. That was about 10 minutes ago. Thanks for all everybody that's watching on the Elevated TV or Cody Deemer's social page or on YouTube. Cody Deemer's, I'm Wesley Outland. Tracy Brown, by the way, don't forget, also a part of the Leadfoot Racing League program on Sunday night. Remember, we will be racing Sunday night. North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Just got word.
Ryan Hunter Ray.
Just got word. Braxton Deweese did win the race.
How about that? All right, congrats.
Heck of a win. Heck of a job there for him. IRP's a tough one, that's for sure.
Indianapolis Raceway Park.
And look at what a fashion. They're racing at IRP. We're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Right down the road.
Only fitting. It is Kyle Kirkwood now we're watching. Kyle Kirkwood on the racetrack. They're currently out of Jupiter, Florida, the Auto Nation Andretti Global Honda. And right now, Christian Rasmussen with a pretty good solid drive going for him. The Copenhagen Denmark entry for Ed Carpenter Racing, currently 15th. Some of these drivers, Cody, as we're closing in on 40.
Oh, look at there! Stingray Rob! Stingray Rob to the top of the board.
I was just about to say, some of these drivers that were hanging back, they are now showing their strengths, like Stingray Rob.
He went from 29th.
Yes, sir. From Payette, Idaho, the A.J. Foyt Racing Prizes Chevrolet Delara is now the new quick man, and he already goes onto the pit road.
He must have liked that car at that point. Oh, my goodness.
41.202 seconds at 236 miles an hour.
Wow, he went from 29th place to the top of the leaderboard, Wesley Outland. That's impressive.
Gotta wonder if some of these guys are trying to find speed, especially as we get to the latter stages. 38 minutes remaining. There's Colton Herta, by the way. He has yet to climb the top 15, top 20. Right now, he's 34th. Colton Herta, don't disregard the talent he's got from Valencia, California, the Cambridge and Andretti Global by Herb Agajani and Honda. And will he find some speed is the question. Is right now he works the back straightaway. He's mired around traffic though. Heading to the west end of the speedway. Cody in 3.
Yes, he's looking. Whoa. I'm not sure who that was on the bottom there, but looked like he just lost it or whatnot. But definitely talented young man there, and maybe that team can make some adjustments over the night and get that thing ready, and hopefully he can pop into the top 30 and be locked in for the Sunday night's main event.
We'll watch David Malukas now on track, seeing what he can do. currently in the top 15. The number 4. And he's 14th now, so he is climbing. David Malukas on the racetrack. These drivers are approaching now 36 minutes now remaining in the practice session. David Malukas again from Indianapolis, originally from the windy city of Chicago. And there's Pato O'Ward. Pato O'Ward from Mexico, from Monterrey, Mexico. What a talented man he is for Arrow McLaren in his 6th season. 2024 Mexican Grand Prix winner. Indy Next champion in 2018. WeatherTech Sports Car champion in 2017. He's ran in the Rolex 24. And right now there is Takuma Sato, a 2-time winner of the greatest spectacle in racing from Tokyo, Japan. The Amana Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing Honda. There he goes. And Delvin Di Francesco. You see him turning laps now.
Stingray Rob back on the racing surface. There you see him, the man that put a blistering lap down. Can anybody get to him? Can anybody go faster than a 41.202? They got 35 minutes to do it, that's for sure. Alex Palou goes third, Wesley.
The Canadian Delvin Di Francesco, we were just talking about him. There goes Alex Palou. Now Alex Palou has moved in to the number 3 position. Don't disregard Alex Palou. He is starting to find speed. The man from Barcelona, Spain, of the DHL Chip Ganassi Racing Honda. The yellow-red entry. There he is. He's on a mission as we are closing in on 35 minutes remaining in this open practice session here in preparation for Sunday's Robbins Racing AI Indy 500.
Look at there, Robert Sportsman.
That's Schwartzman on the outside in the 83.
He goes to 5th. He jumped from about 10th to 5th. Everybody's starting to jump later on, and now you're starting to see 2s, Wesley. Everybody's getting back in that qualifying. Some people are in the race mode.
I think we're seeing this final session here, these last minute, half hour remaining, where we're literally seeing now race trim becoming back as qualifying trim. They're trying to find that fast lap of speed needed. And I think that this is something that you better take into consideration for tomorrow night. Remember, you're going to have a 30-minute practice session, and then you're going out for a 30-minute qualifying run.
And look at there.
I will tell you, it will be a mock run as well for the race, I think, as Ryan Hunter-Ray has now climbed the 10th, a Fort Lauderdale, Florida driver.
He has sat 33rd the entire practice session, Wesley. The entire practice session. He just went to 10th with 33 minutes left. Tell me he's not trying to find some speed in that race car.
Yeah, certainly going to have to find something, as it's the DRR Cusick Motorsports Chevrolet Delara IR18 Ryan Hunter-Ray for Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hey, by the way, can I give a shameless plug to the Ledford Racing League, Cody? Because we're going to be doing the race anyway.
Yeah.
The race was scheduled for 4th of July Sunday. I think that Landon and Tracy Brown and us have got together on this, and we are going to delay the oh my goodness.
The LFR Yard of Bricks.
Yeah, the LFR Yard of Bricks 400.
July 27th.
It's now going to be moved to July 27th. That's exactly right. The inaugural LFRL Yard of Bricks 400, which is with the Indy cars, the Delara IR18s, is now going to be July 27th. Now here's the cool kicker. That race will be on Sunday, July 27th with the LFRL. And then later on that night, the Lakefoot Racing League late models will be racing at Indianapolis Raceway Park. How cool is that?
Yeah, that'd be cool going from. Hey, they ain't got to go far to get to the race cars. That's for sure. As they're going right down the road. So definitely a good night to put them on there and go have some fun with that. And them guys, that's just a for fun race, and wanted to do a special event, and no better place to do it than in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Ryan Hunter-Ray now down on pit lane. He is 10th. 30 minutes remaining. By the way, we're at the top of the hour. We'll pause quickly for 10 seconds of station identification. This is the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network. WCRN 87.9 FM. Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
The world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Practice rolls on here at Indy. I am Wesley Outland. Cody Deemer's alongside. We plan to have Braxton DeLeese join us. And we are down to the final 30 minutes of practice. Now, I'll tell you something else as well, Cody. Everybody on the racetrack, I know it's AI, but we've not had any onboard crashes. We've not had anybody do anything crazy out there. There's been a lot of give and take, if you will, in the practice session by everybody on the course.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had that little bit of scare where it looked like they made a little bit of contact, but other than that, nobody's really done anything crazy. I mean, it's been kind of settled out. I mean, you've seen guys side by side a little bit. I mean, you've seen guys nose to tail, but it's been kind of calm, cool, and collected, and I think they know that. I think they know they can't go out here and tear their cars up.
So glad that you are joining us here at the world's greatest race course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Look who goes.
This is the final half hour for the practice session, Cody. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Look who goes to fifth. Helio Castroneves went from deep in the field. He's now fifth with a 41.351. So he's another one of them that's been in the very back of the 29th, 30th position, Wesley. Now he's back up there in the top of the boards.
Helio Castroneves, a four-time winner, by the way, of the world's greatest spectacle in racing.
Armstrong, Marcus Armstrong, he now goes to the fifth position. He just bumped Castroneves out of the fifth position with a 41.320.
Sure did.
Guys starting to pick up speed here late on, and Tracy Brown's pick, Ed Carpenter, he's sitting in the 16th position, Wesley Outland. He's on pit road.
Kyle Kirkwood. Where will he end up now? There he is.
He's been in third.
Yes, sir.
He's been in
Harvey, 9th and 10th right there. Kirkwood and Harvey, 9th and 10th.
And they've been in second and third most of the practice session, and now they're sitting 9th and 10th. So they've fallen deep. I mean, not sure if they found speed early on and just they're in race mode now, or what's happening as we see Kyphon Simpson there in the 23rd position, Wesley Outland.
Watching all these drivers again working their way back around the world's greatest race course. Time is running out. Remember, they're down to 27 minutes remaining, and we are seeing drivers not only come down to the pit lane, as soon as they hit pit road, they quickly exit. They make adjustments, they exit, and it looks like they're getting faster and faster.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're getting faster and faster as we see Marco Andretti he's another one of them guys that was in the 32nd, 33rd position. He's up to 18th. So, again, there, Graham Rahal goes back up to 7th right there. He goes from that 12th spot. So he moves up to 7th. So he found a little bit of speed right there. So guys definitely finding speed. And, maybe they're just going in, making a quick adjustment, coming right back out. There's a lot of different things that they could be doing.
So glad that you're joining us, Stingray Rob. There he is right now. He is the fastest man, and he is showing why he wants to be at the top of the scoring pylon when practice ends. He is the man that is at the #1 spot, but it wasn't until about maybe less than 10 minutes ago, Cody Demers, because at one time he was all the way back in 30th.
Yeah, he was all the way back in 30th, 31st, and he has moved his way one lap. He went from 29th to 1st. And one lap's all it took. And definitely found some speed, and he's been top of the board ever since.
So glad you're joining us here at the world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is preparation for the inaugural Robbins Racing AI Indy 500 coming up on Sunday afternoon, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, on Elevated TV and the Community Radio Network. And right now, Stingray Rob is the man that is at the top of the board. The question for how long, as Rossi is right there.
Oh, look at there!
Oh, Pato O'Ward just bumped him. Pato O'Ward goes to the top of the board.
Wow, 41, the first driver all day to go in 41.1, and we got an off-track incident. We've got an off-track incident, Wesley.
Pato O'Ward went to the P1 spot, and Marcus Iracing has crashed in the Bryant 28 Dallara. Damage on the right front wing, and the fires wobbling on the right front as well. Into the wall. Let's see what happened to him. Just came out of the short chute and ate the safer barrier there.
See if we get a different angle here from it.
2 stories. Iracing, first on track accident of the practice session, and Pato O'Ward has gone to the top of the board.
Never would I thought we'd seen a wreck in practice, Wesley Outland.
From Monterey, Mexico, now in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pato O'Ward for Arrow McLaren has climbed the #1 spot with less than 25 minutes remaining in Houston Ice Open practice here at the world's greatest race course.
And he is almost a second faster than Stingray Rob. He is a blistering lap.
Unbelievable.
And at the same time, we have Marcus Iracing goes hard on the outside wall there. I just called it, too. It was just come off of the corner, Wesley, and thought he had enough track on the outside of him, but he definitely did not and got to the outside wall there.
And he simply lost it. And somehow continues on. And that's exactly what we're watching, seeing. Man.
This has been an interesting practice session.
It's been fun, hasn't it?
Yes, it is definitely. We've never, when it's gotten that dull moment, something has always happened, whether it be, like Pato O'Ward going to the top of the board and we having the on-track incident, It's never been a dull moment for too long. Jonathan Sessom says you can never count out Ryan Hunter-Reay. And Tracy Brown says this is why I don't gamble. I'm guessing because he picked Ed Carpenter and he said 17. And I am going to make a mention. I am going to do my best before the race on Sunday to make sure these guys are in their actual paint schemes that they ran for the 109th running of the Indy 500 and their actual paint schemes that they run in the season, just so it makes it easier on you guys that watch at home and actually like to watch the Indy cars, and it makes it easier on myself and Wesley, and we know what cars are who.
Did you not see the IndyCar race on Father's Day at the Gateway? Oh, man, was it entertaining.
Oh, I did not.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
IndyCar actually just become partnered back with iRacing after a certain amount of years that they went away or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they got hooked up with a bunch of crooks, I can tell you that much. We are closing in on the final 20 minutes remaining. Minutes left. Pato O'Ward now top of the board. The driver originally from Monterrey, Mexico, down from Indianapolis, Indiana, and the amigo is at the top spot. Stingray Robb right there in second. Alexander Rossi, Alex Palou, Joseph Newgarden. Don't count out Marcus Armstrong, Elio Castroneves, Graham Rahal, Robert Smith, Callum Ilott, the top 10. We now look at Pato O'Ward, and he is still finding speed in that Aero McLaren number 5 Dallara. He is in his own world around the racetrack now. And Stingray Robb is in hot pursuit right behind him. They are 1 and 2 on the track, and they're 1 and 2 on the scoring pylon in practice here.
Yeah, it's Stingray Robb trying to ride behind Pato O'Ward to see if he can't figure out where the speed is, trying to figure out what he can do. And Wesley, I gotta say, that is a cool name, Stingray Robb.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's got a pretty cool, fun name, no doubt. Kind of reminds me of the guy that I announced for the Dirt Car Modified Mafia by the name of Samuel Lamborghini.
That's cool. I like that one too.
I tell him all the time when I came in the pits, I'm like, hey dude, damn, you and Stingray Robb have got probably 2 of the most popular names in the world.
For sure.
Maybe Boxcar Willie is a distant third.
Hey, I know who's got the best name of all. I know who's got the best.
Outland Wellesley.
Nope, Tengai DeCock.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Tengai DeCock still got the coolest name ever.
Oh, he ain't came back since. I'm sorry, buddy. Come back and run with him to get on the lead foot race. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Oh man.
Outland Wellesley.
I'm telling you, sorry.
Has anybody asked you about it yet?
What, Tengai DeCock?
No.
I've had some people ask me about Outland Wellesley. What the hell is the deal? I told him, I'm sorry, my IT guy can't spell. And
hey, now. That's funny.
No, I basically told them that, you had some technical difficulties in your life. And,
I had some special problems going on, I hope. Jack Harvey's went from 14th or what? It went from 12th to 9th or 6th or 7th, 5th. I'll get it right in a minute. It went from 12th or 14th to 5th. I'll get it right in a minute one time.
One of these days.
One of these days, what?
Well, one of these days you'll get it right. Is that
Oh.
what you were saying? One of these days you're gonna.
Something like that. something on that nature.
Who said this smart ass?
I already knew that. Oh. And I just want to say, if this right now was qualifying, Felix, how do you say it?
Felix Rosenquist.
He'd be the guy going home.
Yeah.
Earlier it was this guy, right, Hunter Ray. Found a lot of speed in that number 23 machine.
Closing in on 16 minutes remaining in practice. He said practice. Playoffs? Think about playoffs.
Something on that nature.
Yes, sir.
I want to say I appreciate everybody that is tuning in. And I'll say this, for you guys tuning in, for these to be AI, they put on some really good races. If you've never seen one of our AI races, just ask Jonathan Sessoms how the street stock race was that Wesley was gonna make, but he had to do Caraway. The street stock race at Nashville the other night for the elevated TV 250 for this past weekend. The street stock race was a side-by-side battle till about 5 to go, and then it was an amazing battle. Victoria Sessoms had to fight on the outside of Lee Jones for all 30 laps, other than 5 of them. So it was a heck of a race, and at one point they were 4 wide down the backstretch for the lead. So it was amazing racing. 6 cars, you could throw them over. You could throw a blanket over them for 15 laps.
I think everybody had a fun time, no doubt about it. There's Scott Dixon, by the way, up 22nd. He has just not found speed as he's racing alongside with Marcus Armstrong.
Look at Larson.
Scott Dixon right there, the PNC Bank number 9. There's Kyle Larson on track. He's up to 7th. Kyle Larson to the 17, up to 7th.
He's picked up a lot of. He went from like 21st to 7th. So definitely finding some speed in that one. And Wesley, I think we're going to have somebody that's going to bust off a lap here very, very, very soon. I think I think one of these guys has still got some speed, and these Dallara R18 Indy cars, I think somebody's going to bust off a lap here with about 10 minutes left to go.
We'll certainly keep an eye on it. Who will it be?
Certainly see that cloud cover in turns 1 and 2, Wesley.
Kyle Larson now up to 7th. Will he get any quicker? Under 13 minutes remaining. There is the weather conditions, and you see the track temp at 117 degrees. When we started, we are now down to 104. We're still in triple digits, but the track temperature is going down.
Look at that cloud cover off of 3 and 4. Wow. Almost dark. Scott McLaughlin goes to the top of the board. 40.699. What a lap. We were just talking about him not even making the race. Now look at him. Blistering lap.
Scott McLaughlin in the submarine for Penske. What a drive. The 2021 IndyCar Series and Rookie of the Year for Team Penske.
What did I tell you, Wesley? I knew.
Christchurch, New Zealand, now from Charlotte. Scott McLaughlin in the yellow submarine has now found speed. He is the new quick man, as it looks like it's almost nighttime here on 16th and Georgetown here, Cody.
And look who goes to second. Kyle Kirkwood, 41.043. I said it, Wesley. We were going to see these drivers start busting laps off, and there we go. Two people, top of the board. 40.699 for McLaughlin, 41.043 Kirkwood. I think we're still ain't seen that. I still think we've got one more coming to us.
Well, somebody else finds some speed with about 9-10 minutes left to go. We take a break. We're in the latter part of the afternoon. When we come back, the finish of the practice session here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Stay with us.
Community Radio.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. Iracing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iracing.com.
Nathan Simpson now, you're watching him. He's in the top 5 in the practice session. As you can see, we're getting into the later part of the day, and we are closing in on single digits remaining in the final practice session before qualification tomorrow here for the
Lewis Foster, second.
Robbins Racing AI Indy 500, and now Louis Foster has now climbed to second in qualifying. Cody Demers, I'm Wesley Outland. We're at the world's greatest race course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we were saying during TV timeout, this practice session has not disappointed us today at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, usually when you do these AI sessions, usually, 15 minutes left of practice, everybody's still kind of the same. From the drop of 2 hours to even the 8 minutes, I mean, we're still seeing people go to the top of the board just like Louis Foster did. With a 41.015. Nobody still yet, though, has cracked that 40 other than Scott McLaughlin.
Who will it be? Will somebody step up and bump McLaughlin? The yellow submarine for Team Penske. He found speed at the right time. 46.99 to 233.9 miles an hour. Louis Foster now second, He's getting quicker. 41.015. Nolan Siegel now in 23rd. Will he get something here in the late rally with 7 minutes left to go in the clock on practice night?
Down the front stretch he goes, on board with him here. Let's see. 43.291, not going to do it there. Foster, McLaughlin, Kirkwood, Onward, and Iracing, your top 5 there, Wesley. And look at Iracing and Stingray Rob. 4th, a 41.110. 5th, a 41.113. 6th, a 41.116. So they're 3 1,000ths off of each other. Ryan Hunter-Ray goes
Nolan Siegel, Ryan Hunter-Ray now into the top 15. Sorry for that, Cody. It
You're
bumped
good.
you off there with 6 minutes left.
Ryan Hunter-Ray went from 20th to 15th right there on that lap. So definitely people finding speed here late on in the going. And Wesley, I really don't think it's done and over with yet. I think one more guy's still going to find some speed. You got this big gaggle of traffic right here, and I think the draft, you may see one of these guys go to the top of the board. Devlin D. Francesco down the front stretch, sitting currently 9th. Let's draft.
Connor Daly. There he is right now. Connor Daly is 34th. If this was qualifying night, he would be the first guy bumped out. He's got to find speed in a hurry.
Definitely got to find some speed, and the Noblesville, Indiana native definitely got to find some speed there for sure. As we see Marcus Iracing there, he's on 5th. We see Joseph Newgarden, he's 9th. He was top of the board earlier on in practice, Wesley. He's sitting in the 9th position. He's still sitting top 10. Four minutes, time, make or break time.
Sure it is. Time is running out. And it just seems like it's getting darker and darker. Like you think nightfall is settling in here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's just the massive cloud cover that is above the racetrack. That's all it is.
If this doesn't get you excited for qualifying day tomorrow, I'm not sure what will, Wesley. Whoa! Will Power and I believe that's Larson. They almost make contact there. And Wesley, I want to point out, Schwartzman, the guy that we saw earlier, he was sitting like 3rd. He's in 21st now.
Yeah.
Graham Rahal, he was sitting 2nd at one point. He's at 20th. All these guys that we seen top of the board earlier on, they're all down here in the back. Alexander Rossi was top of the board at the hour mark. He's in 11th. The only person still really at the top of the board, none of them. Jack Harvey, the guy that started practice off, he's sitting 13th. I mean, these guys that were top of the board early on, and they are back here in the back as we are approaching 2 minutes.
2.5 minutes remaining. Larson at 17th now. Anybody got anything from McLaughlin? Foster, Kirkwood, O'Ward, Iracing, your top 5. Scott McLaughlin is onto the pit lane with the Penske crew as he boxes in. He is happy with his ride. 46.99. 2 minutes remaining. Will it stand for the practice session fast time? Will somebody bump him here in the late rally, Cody? That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, definitely. That's the million-dollar question is, will we see him, somebody bump him? We got a minute left, and Foster with a 41.015 is the only one close to him. But we've seen crazier things, Wesley. That's for sure. And look, Santino Franchirini, he goes to second. He's another guy. 40.936 goes to second with a minute and a half left.
Remember Robert Schwartzman from Tel Aviv, Israel, for Prima Racing, was the fast man at the world's real Indy 500 this year. But will he be able to climb here at the end? Right now, Schwartzman, boy, he is nowhere even in the hunt. 1 minute left. There's 1 minute left, and we keep an eye on Santino Ferrucci in the number 14 machine from Woodbury, Connecticut, the home for our troops, AJ Foyt Enterprises Chevrolet Delara. Now Ed Carpenter from Indianapolis in the ECR Splendus Nova, Steve-O Chevrolet. McLaughlin is back out. The yellow silver submarine Pennzoil. Gallagher, number 3, is back on course again. The man from Christchurch, New Zealand, is going to do all he can in less than 20 seconds, Cody Deemers, to not let anybody bump him here in qualifying. And look at the sun coming back out again over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's like they turned the faucet off, just like turning a light switch on. And it is daylight again here at the world's greatest race course.
Well,
he comes down out of turn 4 to the front straightaway, and this will do it.
Yeah.
Practice is in its final 11 minutes, right? This is the last minutes of practice?
The final 11 minutes of practice here, and this is your make or break time. If you're going to put a lap down, you better do it now. You got one chance, one shot, 11 minutes.
Yeah, it says that the time has expired, so how long will they go?
They should come down pit road here in just a minute.
And this is your last laps if you're on track right now. Anybody got anything for McLaughlin? Santino Ferrucci, could you be the lone wolf? Nope. Here comes some more cars down the straightaway. More are pitting, and this is it. Kyphon Simpson. What will Simpson do? Kyphon Simpson at a Grand Cayman Islands in the Chip Ganassi entry. And all these guys are pulling in. I think we have seen the final opportunities of drivers to show their strengths and speed. And I don't think they got anything for the man of the number 3 out of Christchurch, New Zealand, in the Pennzoil Gallagher Team Penske Chevrolet Delara. And that is Scott McLaughlin. He will win practice here at the world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, here at practice day for the inaugural Robbins AI Indy 500 practice day. Open practice is done. We are taking a quick break. When we come back, we will give you the final timed results here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we get you ready for the 5 on Sunday.
Racing isn't easy.
So Team Penske got something to be thankful about for that Chevrolet DeLong. The man out of Christchurch, New Zealand, McLaughlin, will go to the top of the board when practice concludes here as Elevated TV and CRN bring coverage of the inaugural Women's at the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on iRacing. I'm Wesley Outland, Cody Deemers alongside, and here is a look at your final practice times of the day. Scott McLaughlin, that yellow submarine for Team Penske, the Pennzoil Gallagher entry, is the quick man. 40.699 seconds. 223.40 miles an hour for Scott McLaughlin. Santino Ferrucci. Boy, he tried so hard to climb. He'll end up second on the day with a 49.36. Louis Foster is third with a 41.015. Kyle Kirkwood, 41.043. Pato O'Ward found speed at the end of the day, 41.110. Then it's Marcus Iracing, Stingray Robb, Kyphon Simpson, Marco Andretti, and Joseph Newgarden. Cody, your top 10 practice times as we come to the end of the afternoon.
Yeah, Devlin D. Francesco comes home 11th. Alexander Rossi comes home 12th. Alex Palou 13th. Jack Carvey, the guy that started at the top of the board for about the first 45 minutes of practice, ends up 14th. Ed Carpenter, Tracy Brown's pick, he comes home 15th. 16th is Ryan Hunter-Reay, the guy that was 33rd the entire practice session almost. Takuma Sato comes home.
Takuma
Sato comes home.
You skipped Elio Castroneves, by the way.
I did. I did skip.
On purpose.
17th is Elio Castroneves, and then 18th is Takuma Sato. Is 18th. Kyle Larson, the NASCAR Cup Series champ, comes home 19th. Struggled all day, but comes home 19th. And another guy that struggled all day, Wesley Outland, is Marcus Armstrong, rounding out your top 20.
Now they're going to have to find speed, no doubt, for qualifying tomorrow. Colton Herta, by the way, 21st. Graham Rahal, 22nd. The real Indy 500 pole suitor, Robert Schwartzman, of course, from Tel Aviv, Israel, will qualify, of course, our practice time at 23rd. Scott Dixon, 24th. Christian Lundgaard is 25th. Callum Ilott, 26th. David Malukas, Nolan Single, Christian Rasmussen, and Renus VK, the top 30. Rest of the rundown of the times today include Jacob Abel, 31st. Will Power, the driver from Australia. He has really got to find speed for Team Penske. Felix Rosenquist, 33rd. And Connor Daly at one time was up in the scoring pylon, but then he dropped all the way back to 34th. 34 to lock in for 33 entries on tomorrow and Thursday here at the world's greatest race course. We take a lap with Scott McLaughlin, and I'll tell you what, Cody Deemers, your final take of qualifying, man. This was actually pretty damn fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what type of a session we'd have, calling practice session here, but Indy cars are just so damn fun. They're exciting. They're mystic missiles, and I think we are shaping ourselves up for one of the most exciting virtual greatest spectacle in racings on Sunday with the Robbins Racing AI Indy take here before we call it a night at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I'll put it to you this way. When I sit down and I mess with these AI cars, it takes a lot of effort. You know, iRacing has made it to where you can do so much with these cars, where you can, you know, make how a driver's aggression is, how their pit stops are, how many times they pit, you know, how aggressive their pit stops are, you know, how smoothness of a driver they are, how, you know, you can put their age in to see if they drive, you know, more aggressive, less aggressive, more, you know, strategical, you know, how they drive. I mean, there are so many stats that you have to go through to sit here and do this. So, you know, people say, oh, it's AI, it's AI, it's AI. There is more to it when it comes to these AIs. You know, I don't just sit here and throw an AI race together. It takes work. It takes time. It takes, you know, things and processes to do to go through and make these events, especially like this. I mean, you know, and I feel like tonight proved it, you know, with the AIs going out here for 2 hours. And the the leaderboard changed for 2 hours, Wesley Outland, up until about a minute. The leaderboard changed, and even within 30 seconds, Santino Fecciaruni goes to second.
Santino
Ferrucci goes to second. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into this, and I try to put on the most realistic racing with the AI. I try to put on the most fun, races with the AI, and I even try to put wrecks in there. Sometimes you have wrecks and sometimes you won't, and I think if you stick around and you tune in for Sunday night's Indy 500, you might see one go flipping.
I think we're going to see pretty much a very crazy race, no doubt about it. I think we're in for one of the funnest things I think we get to see every year, and I have no doubt that I think we're going to see history-making with Elevated TV and CRN on Sunday. Braxton DeWeese, Cody Deemers, myself, looking forward to bringing in the broadcast call. I'm going to tell you what, I'd like to see if we can bring in Jacob Reeves, because me and Jacob done an AI Indy 500. Actually, we did a NASCAR Indy 500 with real competitors a couple of weeks ago, and that was really, man, if we could be able to bring him in, I think that would be really cool as well. But nonetheless, Cody, a fun time, no doubt, here at the world's greatest race course. And iRacing virtual reality, it is just fun watching these open wheel cars.
Look!
And look at that now. At the end of the day, there you see the final sports weather conditions. And it was very interesting seeing how that all transitioned into the way these guys practice, for sure, too. And I think it's important to know that was also happening constantly, no doubt, in these events throughout the day.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, again, there's a lot that goes on to this. I mean, and I have fun with this, and I would love to get Jacob Riggs in here. I think that would be fun, having you and him and even Braxton and having a 3-man booth. I mean, I think it'll be fun. I mean, it's going to be 200 laps. I think that's 160, 180 miles. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. Qualifying is gonna be interesting. If the leaderboard changes in qualifying tomorrow night like it did tonight, but within a 30-minute session, it's gonna be you're gonna be on your edge of your seat, on the tip of your toes. So definitely gonna be for sure. And Tracy Brown, I'll see what I can do about giving Carpenter a boost in the settings.
What do you say we give the final look at what's going to happen tomorrow? Obviously, we'll come on the air at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9 Eastern, 8 Central tomorrow night, right here from the world's greatest race course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There will be a 30-minute practice session. I want to emphasize on that, a 30-minute practice session. That final half-hour shakedown period, if you will, Cody Deemers. And then from there on, beginning at 9:30 to exactly 10 o'clock sharp, they've got 30 minutes to try to put themselves into the top 30 starting positions for Sunday's Robbins Racing AI Indy 500. Well, don't fret. You do get at least one more chance to try to, if you will, pick up the pieces and get those final 3 starting spots. But the goal tomorrow, obviously, Cody Deemers, is 30. You want to make the top 30. If you can go for the pole, so be it. But you want to make the top 30 to make yourself be locked into the race on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, coming that Thursday, it's going to be 4 cars. But them 4 cars are going to be probably the most intense 10 minutes, 15-minute practice or qualifying session that they've ever, been a part of as AI, I should say. I mean, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense for me and Wesley. It's going to be intense for you guys watching. And it's definitely going to be exciting, to say the least. I mean, to see just 4 cars. I mean, because it's going to be so hard to pick a draft. And that one guy, he's going to be, in trouble if he has to go home.
Well, we look forward to bringing it to you. Again, coverage will be tomorrow night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, on, of course, Elevated TV and CRN, the Community Radio Network. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of practice from the world's greatest race course, the Yellow Submarine for Team Penske. Scott McLaughlin, the fast man, over Santino Ferrucci, Louis Foster, Kyle Wood and Pato O'Ward, the top 5 of 34 entries. We now qualify tomorrow to determine who will be making history in the inaugural AI Robbins Racing Indy 500. For everybody at Elevated TV and the Community Radio Network, for Cody Deemers, I'm Wesley Outland. Good afternoon, good evening, good night from the world's greatest race at Indianapolis. We'll see you tomorrow for Qualification Wednesday. This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Elevated Broadcasting. Elevated TV would like to thank all of our fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.